Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about one of the most common and easiest topics in small talk, the weather. I've put together 3 short conversations in English, each designed for a different level, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Let's check out how weather-related small talk sounds at each stage of language learning.
Good morning! It's such a pleasant start to the day. How are you feeling this morning? The sunshine seems to put everyone in a good mood.
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you. I agree, the nice weather really makes a difference. Yesterday was so cold and windy, it almost feels like a different season today.
Absolutely, the contrast is remarkable. I much prefer these warm, sunny days. Did you end up staying inside yesterday because of the weather, or did you venture out despite the chill?
I stayed in all day, honestly. The wind was just too much for me, so I curled up with a movie and some hot tea. But today, with the sun shining, I already feel like doing more outdoors.
That sounds cozy. It's amazing how a little sunshine can motivate us to get outside. This morning, on my way here, I noticed so many people walking, probably making the most of the good weather.
Absolutely. I actually walked to the cafe earlier, and it felt wonderful to just be outside, enjoying the fresh air. It's like the whole community comes alive when the weather is nice.
It really does change the atmosphere, doesn't it? Everyone seems more cheerful and energetic. I usually take the bus, but even then, I noticed people gathering in parks and on sidewalks, soaking up the sun.
People definitely want to enjoy it while it lasts. It's one of those days that reminds you to appreciate the simple things, like a sunny morning stroll or just sitting on a bench watching the world go by.
Speaking of enjoying the sun while it lasts, do you happen to know what the forecast looks like for tomorrow? I heard there might be a change coming.
Yes, I checked earlier, and it seems like we should expect some rain in the afternoon. Luckily, it's supposed to be brief maybe, just an hour or two, so not a complete washout.
That's good to know. I suppose I'll bring my umbrella with me, just in case. New York weather is notorious for changing quickly. 1 minute it's sunny, the next it's pouring.
Exactly. I always check the weather on my phone before I leave home now. There have been too many times where I got caught in the rain without a jacket or umbrella. Last week, I was freezing by the time I got back inside.
That sounds rough. There's nothing worse than being caught unprepared in a sudden downpour. But at least today is beautiful. Are you planning to spend more time outdoors later?
I think so. I might go to the park and just relax for a while. Maybe bring some coffee and find a sunny spot on a bench. Days like this really lift my spirits, and it's a great way to unwind.
That sounds wonderful. I might join you sometimes. Just sitting in the park and watching people go by is the perfect way to recharge. We should definitely take advantage of the good weather while it lasts.
Absolutely. Let's make the most of it. All right, I need to head out for now, but let's catch up later and enjoy the sunshine together. Hope you have a great day.
Good morning, Anna. Before we dive in, I have to ask, did you get a chance to enjoy the weekend? I was honestly surprised by how pleasant it turned out, considering the forecast was predicting non-stop rain.
Morning, Mark. Yes, it was actually pretty relaxing and much nicer than I thought it would be. I went into the weekend expecting to be stuck inside, but we ended up with 2 gorgeous sunny days that really lifted my mood.
I totally agree. I was bracing for gloomy weather all weekend, but ended up spending Saturday on a bike ride along the river. It was a little windy, but the sunshine more than made up for it, and it felt like everyone was out enjoying the day.
That sounds amazing. I actually met up with some friends for brunch outdoors, and it felt so refreshing to finally sit in the sun without having to bundle up in a heavy coat. It really felt like the city was waking up after all that gray weather.
It's such a relief when those first hints of spring start showing up. After what seemed like endless rainy days last week, I think we really deserved a couple of bright, warm days to remind us that better weather is on the way.
Absolutely. I even found myself opening the windows at home for a few hours just to let the fresh air in, which I haven't done in months. It was so nice to finally clear out the stale air and feel the breeze come through.
Same here. I love that feeling. Although I did take a quick look at the forecast this morning, and unfortunately, it looks like we're in for more rain by midweek. The break in the weather might be short-lived, but I'm glad we made the most of it.
Oh, really? I was hoping the good weather would last at least a few more days. It's such a tease when you finally get a taste of spring and then the rain comes right back. But I guess that's just how it goes this time of year.
Yeah, it's classic New York. The forecast says we might even see some snow overnight on Thursday. Can you believe it? 1 minute it's almost 70 degrees. The next it's back to winter. It's as if the city can't quite make up its mind.
That's so typical here. I always say New York weather has serious mood swings. Honestly, I never pack away my winter coat until at least May, because I've learned the hard way that you just never know when you'll need it again.
That's a smart move. Last year, I put my heavy coat away in early April and then ended up freezing at the bus stop one morning when a cold snap hit unexpectedly. It's definitely one of those city survival lessons you only have to learn once.
Exactly. The weather here keeps you on your toes. I always keep a scarf and umbrella in my bag just in case. It might sound a bit much, but it saved me from getting soaked or shivering more times than I can count.
So, with the forecast all over the place, do you have any plans for next weekend if the weather happens to be on our side? I was thinking of finally checking out that new weekend market in Brooklyn. Supposedly, they've got some fantastic street food and local art.
I've actually heard great things about that market. It's been on my list for a while, but I've been waiting for the chance to go when it's not pouring rain. Maybe we should keep an eye on the weather and try to go together if it looks good.
That sounds like a plan. I really hope the sun sticks around this time, because it would be great to finally get out and explore something new in the city after being cooped up for so long. Plus, I'm always up for some good food and art.
Fingers crossed. Let's stay optimistic and hope for the best. Either way, it'll be fun to have something to look forward to, whether the weather cooperates or not. I'll check in with you later in the week, and we can firm up our plans.
Good morning, James. What a change in the weather, huh? After so many gloomy days, seeing the sun out again really lifts the spirits. It feels like the whole city is waking up.
Morning. Yeah, finally some sunshine. I was starting to forget what blue sky looked like. It's wild how quickly a few bright hours can change your whole perspective.
Tell me about it. Last week seriously felt like a never-ending storm. I don't think I saw the sun for 5 straight days, and it definitely started to get to me after a while.
Same here. It really put a damper on my mood. I didn't realize how much the weather affects my energy levels until this week, when things finally brightened up.
Exactly. Yesterday, I just stood by the window for 10 minutes soaking in the sunlight. It was like a free therapy session, something so simple, but it made a real difference in my outlook.
Haha, I get that. It's amazing how a little light can shift your mindset. I even went for a run in Central Park, just because it wasn't raining for once, and it felt like the right way to celebrate.
Good call. I was tempted to head to the waterfront, but I ended up staying in and doing a bit of spring cleaning. The extra light made everything feel less dreary and more manageable.
Smart move. You know, it's fun every time we get a few nice days in a row. I start hoping spring is here for good. But then New York hits us with a cold snap out of nowhere, just to keep us on our toes.
Oh, totally. I've lived here long enough to know not to trust the weather in April. One day it's warm enough for a t-shirt, the next you're scraping frost off your windshield. It keeps you humble.
That's why I keep both an umbrella and a scarf in my bag. You just never know what you'll need before the day's over, especially with how quickly conditions can flip.
The New York Special. Dress for 3 seasons in one day. It's like a rite of passage for anyone who's been here more than a year.
Exactly. Although I did hear we might get more rain midweek. Something about a low-pressure system moving in from the west?
Yeah, I caught that on the radio this morning. Chance of showers starting Wednesday, maybe thunderstorms by Thursday. It makes planning anything outdoors a real gamble.
Ah, well, we had our moment. At least the weekend's looking decent for now. I always feel like we have to take advantage of every good day we get.
Fingers crossed. I've been dying to check out that outdoor art walk in Brooklyn, but every time I plan it, the weather ruins it. Maybe this time, luck will be on my side.
Maybe this time you'll catch a break. Let me know if you go. I might tag along if I'm free. It'd be great to actually enjoy the city when it's not under a cloud.
Sounds like a plan. Anyway, we should probably head into the meeting before the boss starts giving us that look. It's easy to lose track of time when the weather's this nice.
True. Talk more later. Sometimes a quick chat like this is just what you need before diving into a busy morning.
Yep, enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Who knows when we'll see another stretch of blue sky like this again?
Absolutely. Here's hoping the weather holds. Catch you after the meeting.